Hello, my beautiful learners. This is Teacher Emma, and welcome back to English Unlocked, the podcast where we make English feel light, natural, and joyful. Today, I want to talk about something that so many of you have shared with me in your comments. You say things like, Emma, I understand English perfectly during the day, but after work, my brain just refuses to cooperate. Or, I can watch English videos in the morning, but by evening, everything sounds like noise. Does this sound familiar? If you're nodding your head right now, please know you are not broken. Your brain is not lazy. What you're experiencing has a name. It's called cognitive load. And today, we're going to understand exactly why this happens, and more importantly, what you can do about it. Now, before we dive deeper, I want you to think of your brain like a smartphone battery. Stay with me on this, because it's going to change everything about how you approach English learning after a long day. When you wake up in the morning, your phone battery is at 100%. Everything runs smoothly. Apps open quickly. Videos play without problems. Your phone responds to every touch instantly. This is your brain in the morning, fresh, ready, and able to handle difficult tasks like processing English. But what happens throughout the day? Every notification drains a little power. Every app you use takes some energy. Every decision you make, even small ones like what to wear or what to eat for lunch, uses up some of that battery life. By the time you get home from work, your brain battery might be sitting at 20%, maybe 15%. And then you open your English learning app, expecting it to work just like it did in the morning. But here's what happens. Your brain says, I'm sorry, but I don't have enough power for this right now. This isn't failure. This is biology. Let me tell you what really happens in your tired brain when you try to learn English after work. Scientists call this decision fatigue and cognitive overload. But I prefer to think of it as your brain being a caring parent who says, we need to save some energy for the important things. When your mental battery is low, your brain starts making choices. It decides to shut down the parts that need the most energy first. And guess what needs enormous amounts of brain power? Processing a foreign language. Think about it this way. When you're listening to English, your brain is doing multiple jobs at the same time. It's recognizing sounds. It's matching those sounds to words. It's understanding grammar patterns. It's connecting meanings. It's storing information in memory. And it's doing all of this while also preparing to respond. That's like running 5 different apps on your phone at once when the battery is already low. No wonder it feels impossible. Take a breath, and let's explore why this happens. Now, here's where this gets really interesting. In his famous book, Thinking Fast and Slow, Nobel Prize winner Daniel Kahneman explains that our brains work using 2 different systems. He calls them System 1 and System 2. System 1 is like your phone's basic functions. It handles automatic things like breathing, walking, or recognizing your mother's voice. It uses very little energy because these actions have become natural. System 2 is like running multiple heavy apps at the same time. It handles complex thinking, like solving math problems, making difficult decisions, or, yes, processing a foreign language when you're still learning. Here's the key point. When you're tired, System 2 basically goes on strike. It says, "Sorry, I'm closing down for the day." This is why English feels so hard after work. You're trying to force System 2 to work when it's already exhausted. But here's what amazes me about the human brain. System 1 never gets tired in the same way. Those automatic functions keep running smoothly, even when you're exhausted. So, the secret to learning English after work isn't to fight your tired brain. It's to slowly move English from System 2 to System 1, to make it more automatic, more natural, less difficult. Let me share some gentle strategies that work with your biology, not against it. Now, let's go deeper into the first technique. When you come home from work, don't immediately jump into English practice. Your brain needs what I call a buffer zone. Just like you wouldn't plug in your phone charger and immediately expect it to be at 100%. Your brain needs time to recover. Try this. Sit quietly for 5 minutes. Not with your phone, not with English videos. Just sit, let your mind wander. Scientists call this diffuse attention, and it actually helps your brain recharge faster than you might think. During these 5 minutes, your brain starts to shift gears. It begins moving from the high-stress, decision-heavy mode of work life into a more relaxed, receptive state. This simple method can add 10 to 15% back to your mental battery. Once you've had your 5-minute reset, it's time for what I call the gentle return to English. But here's the important part. You're not going to study. You're not going to practice. You're simply going to let English wash over you like warm water. Choose something in English that feels comfortable. Maybe it's a video you've watched before. Maybe it's music with English lyrics that you enjoy. Maybe it's this very podcast episode played again. The goal isn't to learn new things. The goal is to remind your tired brain that English can feel good, that it can be a source of comfort rather than stress. This technique comes from research on cognitive ease. When your brain connects an activity with pleasure rather than effort, it needs much less mental energy to engage with it. Here's something interesting that most English teachers don't understand. Recognition and production use completely different amounts of brain power. Recognition, understanding what you hear, uses maybe 20% of your mental energy. Production, speaking and forming sentences, uses about 80%. When your brain is tired, focus entirely on recognition. Don't try to speak. Don't try to repeat. Don't try to answer questions. Just listen. Just understand. Just nod along. Your brain will thank you for this kindness. And surprisingly, this gentle approach often leads to better learning than forcing yourself through speaking exercises when you're exhausted. Let's go deeper into why this actually speeds up your progress. In his book, Atomic Habits, James Clear talks about the power of small, consistent actions. He uses the example of compound interest, where tiny improvements, repeated over time, create amazing results. This applies perfectly to tired brain English learning. Instead of having 3 amazing study sessions per week, followed by 4 days of exhausted avoidance, what if you had 7 days of gentle, kind English exposure? Even if each tired evening session feels less productive, the consistency creates compound learning. Your brain starts to expect English in the evening. It begins to prepare for it. It slowly gets more efficient at processing it. Think of it like training for a marathon. You don't run 26 miles every day. You run shorter distances consistently, and your body adapts. Your brain works the same way with language. Here's a technique borrowed from physical therapy that works beautifully for language learning. It's called progressive loading. You start with the lightest possible weight and slowly increase over time. For your tired brain English practice, this might look like: Week 1, just 5 minutes of familiar English content. Week 2, 5 minutes of familiar content, plus 2 minutes of something slightly new. Week 3, 7 minutes total, with 3 minutes of new content. Week 4, 10 minutes total, with 5 minutes of new content. The key is that each increase feels manageable. Your brain never feels overwhelmed. It learns to trust that English after work won't be a struggle. Now, let me share something that might change how you think about this completely. I want to offer you a completely different way of thinking about this challenge. Instead of seeing your evening tiredness as a barrier to English learning, what if you saw it as valuable training? Think about it this way. If you can understand English when your brain is at 20% battery, imagine how easy it will feel when you're at 100%. You're essentially training your English skills under the most challenging conditions possible. Athletes call this training under load. They practice wearing heavy weights so that competition feels lighter. You're doing the same thing with your English understanding. This mindset shift is powerful because it transforms frustration into pride. Instead of thinking, "I'm too tired to learn English," you think, "I'm training my English skills under the most challenging conditions. This is making me stronger." Something else that's crucial to understand: your brain has natural energy cycles throughout the day. Most people experience what scientists call ultradian rhythms. These are 90-minute cycles where your mental energy rises and falls. Even when you're tired after work, your brain still has these mini cycles. This means that even with a low battery, there are moments when you feel slightly more alert and moments when you feel even more tired. The beautiful thing about gentle English exposure is that it works during both parts of these cycles. During the slightly more alert moments, you might understand more. During the very tired moments, you're still getting valuable passive exposure. Here's something that might surprise you. You're part of a global community of people who feel exactly the same way. In fact, some of the most dedicated English learners I know are people who work demanding jobs and still show up for their language practice every single evening. There's something beautiful about this shared experience. Around the world, right now, there are thousands of people sitting with their tired brains, gently engaging with English content, being kind to themselves, and making slow but steady progress. In offices across Europe, workers are listening to English podcasts on their evening commute. In hospitals around the world, healthcare workers are playing English videos while they wind down. In companies everywhere, professionals are practicing recognition skills with familiar English shows. You are not alone in this struggle, and you're definitely not alone in finding solutions that work. When you comment on this episode, and I hope you will, tell me which technique feels right for you. Tell me about your own tired brain discoveries. Your insights help other learners who are walking the same path. As we near the end of our time together today, I want you to think about creating a personal ritual that honors both your tiredness and your commitment to English. Maybe your ritual starts with those 5 minutes of quiet sitting. Maybe you make a cup of tea and play gentle English content in the background. Maybe you create a special playlist of English songs that feel like a warm hug rather than a test. The specific actions matter less than the intention. You're telling your brain, we're going to be gentle with ourselves, and we're going to show up anyway. This consistency, this kindness to yourself, this understanding of how your brain actually works, these are the foundations of sustainable language learning. Remember, beautiful souls, learning English isn't about being perfect when you're energetic. It's about being present when you're human. It's about understanding that some days your brain battery will be at 100%, and some days it will be at 15%, and both are perfectly okay. Your English journey doesn't pause because you're tired. It simply becomes gentler, kinder, and more sustainable. You don't need to do everything today, just stay in contact with English. If today's episode helped you understand why English feels hard after work, I would love to hear from you in the comments. And if you found these strategies useful, come back to this episode whenever you need a reminder that tired doesn't mean defeated. Until next time, keep being gentle with yourself and keep showing up, no matter what percentage your brain battery shows. You're doing better than you think you are. This is Teacher Emma, and I'll see you in the next episode of English Unlocked. Bye for now.